Hey guys, Electro Ninja here. Today I'm going to be talking about the 3 new powers that we saw in Party Crasher. Basically, I was a bit confused about why these powers were the way they were, so I decided to look at it a little bit and just kind of figure out what maybe they were. So, let's start off with Viperians, or the Snake Miraculous. So his power is Second Chance, which from what I gather and what a lot of other people have gathered, it's basically just one click and boom, now you have a checkpoint. Basically, if things go wrong, you can fall back to this and return and save the day, or save a person, which is kind of weird, but it's fine. And then you click it again, and you revert back to that point. Which makes sense that you would put it at the beginning of the battle, but yeah. The next one is first off, I should just talk about this one a little bit. So, why would the snake have this? So, there's a few things that kind of pop to mind. If a snake bites you, you're poisoned, and unless someone and you have just a little bit of time to get an antidote and save yourself. And that's kind of what I'm picturing for this. But the other thing is that it's also because of the fact that a snake sheds its skin. So basically what's happening is that the snake is shedding its skin, basically he's shedding the future events to become fresh and new and restore things to how they should be. I think that would probably be the best way of thinking about it. So, yeah. I don't really think there's anything mythological that has to do with it. I was really expecting something more musical related, though, for his powers. Like, Silencer was very different. Just saying. Like, his powers there were weird. Let's be honest. So, the next one is Max, which his powers allow him to teleport, basically create a portal to anywhere he wants to go. We didn't actually hear its name, which sucks, but oh well. So what I think happened in that is that in second, so basically what he can do is he can basically just create a wormhole and then go get something. It kind of makes sense that would be the power that he gets. It's kind of like how speed. It makes sense that they would have it be a wormhole instead of a speedster, because the way that the powers work in Miraculous is different. So by having it be something like this, where the Miraculous power is creating a wormhole, it makes sense for the horse, because the only other power that it would really make sense is like carrying a burden or to run super fast, which super speed doesn't really make that much sense for what we get in Miraculous. Like maybe like some other superhero that's not a Miraculous holder would get something like that, but I don't know. The next one is, of course, the Monkey Miraculous, Kim. So I was confused a lot about what was happening, but it's basically just he creates a fake banana and then throws it at his enemy, which causes confusion, is my best guess. So basically what I think that power is it throws people off? Maybe? It's a weird power. Because, yeah, basically all it is it just makes them be confused and stuff. which, considering the fact that the Monkey King is the inspiration, it kind of makes some sense because there's a lot of weird stories of the Monkey King. Like, oh, he was super strong and stuff like that. And, like, yeah, he's gonna be super strong. Like, all of the miraculous are, but not necessarily, like, super badass strong. Like, I think, like, none of them can lift a car. Just like, here we go. No, I think that Ivan's power will be that as he's gonna become the ox, but I don't know. As for what the powers would be, why exactly? So it does make some sense why the monkey powers would be confusion, because monkeys are confusing. But the thing is that I was kind of expecting the cloud or the transformation thing, because those are like the two. When people think Monkey King, which, let's be honest, the outfit is designed to be Monkey King inspired, and also the Monkey King was a previous holder of the Monkey Miraculous. It's just odd. It's just like, what? What? Why in the world are you using, is your power to just do that? Why is it confusion? I'm sure a lot of fans would have liked to see something like the cloud, or being able to transform into an animal. But instead we got confusion as the power? Which, I mean, it's not... It makes sense for a monkey, but the thing is that when we were first introduced to the Monkey Miraculous, the first question that was asked of Thomas Ostruck was, was the Monkey King an original user of the Monkey Miraculous? Which he said yes. So that made everyone think, oh, the monkey's powers must be somewhat related to the Monkey King. Things that we often think of, like, oh, yeah, he can do this. But I really don't know. It's an odd power. I can't really pinpoint it. But that is actually something that's also important to note. We know that in Gamer 2.0, Max summons them to the battlefield. He doesn't necessarily teleport them or anything. So his powers aren't necessarily directly related to his powers as gamer. However, he is technically in another dimension, so that actually makes sense, that the whole teleportation thing. As for Viperion, I have no freaking idea how the frell that's supposed to connect. It's like, there's nothing there at all. Like, second chance? Connected to Silencer? I don't see it. I really don't. Actually, at frickin' all. But then there's Kim. And Kim's powers are very similar to his original powers with the with when he became Dark Cupid, because it didn't necessarily confuse people. However, it did make people corrupted, which is another way of saying confused. They were confused and they got corrupted. And that is kind of the same thing that's happening. While it's not going in the corruption order, it does confuse the enemy, which is an important skill to have in certain situations. So it makes me think that a lot of my other theories are right about how these powers are connected. I think that so I said that Max would get the dog miraculous and Sabrina would get the horse miraculous. But I also said that based off my theory, they would be very similar powers, being able to help the other people. But since we've now seen that the horse is actually teleportation, I can actually see the dog miraculous being very, very similar to Sabrina's power of being able to absorb the powers of her allies. Basically, she would be able to use these powers, probably just one at a time, and then assist them by summoning the power of the other person, and then boom, she's assisting them that way, which would make sense as a dog miraculous. Dogs are often seen as taking care of their friends, and holy cow, there's a lot in there. And now I feel that, yes, the whole Max thing did disprove my theory on will Max be getting the dog miraculous, and it disproved my theory on Sabrina, but I think that the events here actually proved a lot of my other theories. Obviously, Undine is not 100% as being the butterfly miraculous holder. She's always been just someone that I thought would be, here it is, she's the only option. But now we can see that a lot of these characters actually make a lot more sense. The last three with Nathaniel, Mark, and Undine obviously are confusing, but for the rest of the girls, they continue to make sense, and the same goes for all of the guys. We have now had confirmation of almost every single hero and what they will have as their powers, because every single miraculous hero, except for Luca, keep in mind it's just Luca, even Gamer to whatever Max's superhero name is, they all have some correlation to what we got as between their akumatized versions and their superhero versions. So just keep that in mind. Obviously, Lila becoming Hawkmoth, which we all know it's going to happen, and Undine getting the Peacock Miraculous are different, but that's about it. Nothing else. So, anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Also, don't forget to let me know your questions for when I reach 50 subscribers. I will be doing a Q&A, or rather, I will be doing a Q&A / things that I think people would want to know. So if I don't get enough questions, then I will fill up the time with things like that. You can also tweet them at me down at my Twitter, as well as you can also ask them to me, well, basically just here on Twitter, because there's really no other place. You can also do it on my Discord, but I don't know. So yeah, definitely do one of those things. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja. Please do not forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell, because once we reach 50 subscribers, we're doing that Q&A. But like I said, I have been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. But on!